Hello and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another 24/7 news report, getting ever and ever closer to transfer deadline day. The headline news comes from Mark Douglas, and that's that Everton are considering a late permanent bid for Brighton striker Evan Ferguson. Everton are weighing up whether to invest in a permanent deal for a striker in the final days of the window, with pressure around PSR being a major consideration. I don't really know what to think about the PSR stuff, because I feel like every signing we ever make gets linked with PSR. I feel like we could make £1 billion in profit and lose 20 quid, and every article will still say PSR concerns because it's an easy headline with us because we've lost points in the past. I don't really know. We'll have to see. I do know there's probably some more taken into account because of the Dyche sacking, but if there's been investment into the club by the Friedkins, then it should really be further away from a possibility than ever before. But we have run a poll, or are currently, I'm not sure, running a poll on the Toffee Blues Twitter at Everton Newsfeed saying Everton Ferguson on a permanent deal. Let us know your thoughts. At the time of our last check, it had 3,500 votes, so thank you all for everyone that did vote. We had 74% saying they would like the deal, 14% saying they're not sure, and 11% saying that they would not like that, and then the extra 1% is just in like 0.4, 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, with Ferguson it's an interesting one because very, very high ceiling as a player, big, strong, physical player who also has quite a lot of technical ability, but he does have injury concerns. He's still only 20 years old, so I can, in kind of a similar mold to what we have now in Chimiti, which I can see kind of why Moyes would do that, because he probably does want to drop better down the pecking order. Of course, there is still a chance that he goes off to Italy, so having two strikers of a similar mould who can, it's easier for the system then when they sub in and sub out, and if they have to make any changes. So I can kind of see it, but again, a lot of it depends on the price. I remember Brighton wanted like 40 million earlier in the year. We shouldn't even be paying close to that, half that, if we're going to pay it, and that's not any knock on the player, that's more a knock on where we are in the moment. We've been given, I think, 33.5 million to spend. So yeah, it's one of those where we don't want to blow all that budget on one player when we need multiple additions, or the club's going to be in a bad position. We've already got two serious injuries, which I'm going to talk about a bit further out on, but it's one of those where we need more reinforcements now than we did before the last game with these injuries. So yeah, we'll have to see. Mark Douglas also reported that Everton ideally want 2 additions before the end of the window. A forward now appears a priority. A source close to the Friedkin group has stressed that funds are available. The intention is to back Moyes' appointment as stalled moves as he reviewed existing targets. And I'm guessing this probably links to the next part, which is from at Tanziolik or at Loic Tanzi, I believe it is his official name, on Twitter, who said Everton have positioned themselves on signing Chelsea midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka after attempting to sign Strasbourg midfielder Habib Diarra for weeks. This depends as well. So is this saying Chukwuemeka would come in on a permanent deal? I think it's one of those where if we could get someone as talented as Chukwuemeka in on a permanent deal, then it's definitely something we should consider, because I think, Chukwuemeka is a fantastic player. I think he has an incredibly high ceiling. And I think, yeah, if we could get him in for around 20 million, I'd think it'd be a fantastic bit of business. I don't know if Chelsea are willing to take a loss on what they made. I don't know what they paid, actually, from Aston Villa. But Chukwuemeka's a fantastic player, has all the tools to be a top player. And yeah, so if we could get him in on a permanent, it would be really interesting. But as I said, I think our priority is going to be for a striker for these last 2 or so days. And I do think it's just really disappointing that we've left it so late, but what else are you going to do, really? The Liverpool Echo reported that Everton have no interest in Rangers forward Hamza Igmane and are looking at other targets elsewhere. I don't know what people want me to say about this. It's the story of the transfer window. Interested FC strike again, and then for the next day for it to come out, we're not interested. Cool. Yeah, I don't know much about Igmane, to be honest. He might be a good player. If you follow Scottish football or follow Rangers, let us know in the comments, but we'll have to see. The next report comes from TBR Football, and that's that Everton are one of many clubs wanting to sign Sheffield United's youngster Louis Marsh. The online source reports on that was today, that Crystal Palace, Brentford and Southampton have all been keeping tabs on the 20-year-old, even though the Blades have no intention of letting him leave permanently. I don't know much about Marsh. I can't really say I've kept much of an eye on Sheffield United in the Championship. I know they're doing really well, and I'm guessing he's getting some playing time. If you're a Sheffield United fan, or you've watched more of the Championship than I have, let us know what you think of Louis Marsh. But yeah, I think we need to be keeping tabs on players who can make an impact right away. And I don't know if someone who maybe has just started playing first team football for Sheffield United this season, don't know if he played a bit last season as well, is ready to make such a big jump up to the Premier League, but we'll have to see. Graham Bailey reported that Everton are eyeing up a move for Sean Longstaff as they require further midfield investment due to recent injuries. No, we don't. I'm going to be brutally honest. Not of Sean Longstaff's quality, and not for what they want, which I believe is around 12 to 15 million. No, not a chance, to be completely honest with you. I think Sean Longstaff is the definition of bang average. And I think he's one of those players that Eddie Howe's done a great job of making look better, because he's just that good of a manager. He's a floor raiser of a manager. He's able to get the best out of players, and he's able to sap every bit of potential they have. I love David Moyes. I don't think it'll work at Everton. Unless we were able to get him for less than £5 million, to be honest, that'd be the only way I see a world where I'd be interested. But the Daily Mail did also report that Longstaff is set to reject any interest and fight for his place. Good. I understand that the negative news here is that Everton have confirmed that Aurel Mangala has sustained an anterior cruciate and ACL knee injury and will miss the rest of this season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin sustained a hamstring injury and will see a specialist and is likely to be out for a number of weeks. Really unfortunate. I think Mangala was a fantastic player and someone we should have been looking at signing permanently from Lyon if we would have got the chance. It's really unfortunate how he's going to go back and probably never play for the club again. Maybe if he has a good start back to Lyon, maybe we get him back. But yeah, it's one of those. It's really unfortunate. I really liked Mangala. A smooth operator in midfield, was willing to put in the work and put in the tackles. And yeah, I wish him best in his recovery, because I think he's a fantastic player who really could impact a Premier League side, or maybe even could impact that Lyon side that he could be in now. But yeah, that is all the news from today. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Everton Newsfeed, and follow me on Twitter at Callum Brannan3. And I'll see you all for the next video and or live stream that I am on. Goodbye, everyone.